Hi everybody, Dr. Sally Jo Rundle here. I wanted to share a strategy from my book More Energy, More You from the Emotional Moisturizers section called Soothing. Just saying it sounds and feels great, doesn't it? Now this strategy wasn't in the first edition of my book. However, given what's going on at the moment, I thought that we could all do with a bit of soothing. It's a very useful strategy for relieving tension and edginess, and it's wonderful for creating that sense of calm and balance in the moment. And from that, we can regain our perspective, but also it can help us not be so reactive to what's going on. It comes from the work of the HeartMath Institute in the US, which has studied the role of the heart for over 25 years, particularly in relation to emotional well-being, stress management. And what the HeartMath discovered is that the heart field, the electromagnetic field of the heart, goes out around our body about 3 feet. Isn't that amazing? Like we have an energy field around us and it can be measured. And what they've found is that the heart has its own set of neurons. So it's often called the second brain. It can work independently from the brain. And in fact, is often sending signals up to the brain about what's going on in terms of our emotional responses to things. So when we feel positive emotions, those beautiful elevated emotions like love and gratitude and peace and calm and joy and compassion, the heart picks that up in the body and the rhythm of the heartbeat becomes very smooth and even. And that sends a signal to the brain that says, hey, everything's doing really well here. Activate the hormones of calm and balance and help us feel good. And reduce that stress hormone called cortisol. On the other hand, when we're feeling stressy, edgy, and those emotions of stress like impatience and anger and irritation or fear or panic or terror even, or those deeper, slower emotions like sadness and grief and despair and hopelessness and helplessness, the heart picks that up and goes, whoa, there's a bit of stress going on here. And the heart rhythm gets very kind of jagged and discordant. And what that does is send a signal to the brain, and the brain releases cortisol and the other stress hormones that says, okay, we've got to move into action. That's what happens. Isn't that interesting? And the other thing is we're all interconnected. So if we're walking around with these kind of heart fields around us, these 3 feet, and I believe they can get even bigger, we are interconnecting with each other. So if we're feeling good, it has a contagion effect. If we're calm and balanced, it will influence others around us. Equally, if we're feeling fearful or edgy or those stressed emotions, people pick that up. So fear can move through a space so quickly, but equally calm and balance can too. So how do we activate this sense of what the HeartMath Institute calls as coherence, which is the coherent state, that beautiful even state, connection between the brain and the heart, and every other organ in the body lines up to say, whoa, we're feeling pretty good here. Okay, here's the first practice. In the moment, when you feel like you want to, or something else is going on, what I want you to do is stop. Stop, breathe, and notice. So the first thing to do is just catch it in the moment that you're feeling something that's uncomfortable, and then take a couple of really slow breaths and then notice how you feel. And you've probably started to shift your state a little bit. And if you need to keep going, keep going. The second one is called heart-centered breathing, and this comes from the HeartMath Institute. Put your hand on your heart, 1 or 2 hands, or you don't have to. Put your awareness to your heart. And as you breathe in, imagine that you're breathing in and around the heart. So on the in-breath, the breath comes in through the heart, and on the out-breath, out through the heart. And count to 5 on your in-breath and on your out-breath. So you're focusing on the breath, you're focusing on the heart, and you're focusing on the counting. So it gives your wonderful brain something to do. In doing that, you activate part of the nervous system that's like the brake, and it starts to slow down everything. And it says to the body, hey, we're feeling this sense of calm and peace. And then after you've done that, notice how you feel. Okay? And then you might want to do it again. Because I think the big thing right now. Is the more we can access calm and balance, the more we can keep our perspective. And remember, we impact on whoever's around us instantly. And don't we want to have a positive impact on ourselves and others right now as much as we can? So it does take a little bit of work, a little bit of focus, and a bit of practice. That's okay. We've got to pull it on right now and do more than we probably ever have done. Thanks, everybody. I hope you find this really useful and supports you and your well-being. Lots of love to you and your family, and take care of your gorgeous energy. Thank you.